Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today we've got a manufacturer we've not seen before on this channel. This is a Cartier, the Calibre De Cartier. This watch I actually got back in late 2011 and it was a real departure for Cartier. Cartier I normally think of as being a brand who tend to make quite, dare I say, feminine style watches, and this is far from that. This is a very masculine looking watch. It looks incredibly big, I think. This is partly down to the proportions between the bracelet and the watch head. Basically, the actual width across here is only 42mm, so just 42mm. The thickness of the watch is just over 10mm, I think it's about 11mm, so it is incredibly thin. I don't have my calipers on me at the moment, so I can't give you a true form there. The lug to lug is 48.5 and the strap width is 24. Now normally you don't get a 24mm strap width unless you've got a watch normally of about 44mm. So if you notice, it seems a really chunky watch. The crown guards also give this impression, as they are very solid looking. Of course, there you can see on the side the lovely blue jewel you see on the Cartier watches, which is a signature of Cartier, which I think looks stunning. Plus as well on the numeral X numeral as well, you have Cartier written across in very fine detail. This watch actually originally came out in 2010, but it was not until 2011 that they actually came across with this bracelet. This bracelet really did it for me because it just looks so chunky and sturdy. It's actually a big watch, but it wears incredibly well. Simple fact is, when you look at these links here on the actual bracelet, they're incredibly curved, as too are the lugs, so it really does fit your wrist really well. And as it's only slim, it just really fits well on your wrist. It really does feel ever so comfortable. All you have here is the small subdial for the seconds and an open date window. Was never quite sure on the open date window. I was always thinking just a smaller one might have been a bit better, but each to their own. The other things on this watch, you may have noticed that the 12, the 5, 6, 4, 5, 7, 8 are raised off the dial. So sometimes you catch really nice reflections. The other numerals are actually printed on the dial, where these have a, I don't know if it's a white gold or a silver surround around the markers, and that in certain angles makes it pop. So just a little bit there, you can kind of see, you get a reflection off it, and it gives a little bit more depth to the actual dial, which I do like. One of the other details which is also nice is the inner chapter ring has like a coin edge affair to it, which I've not seen on other watches, which I just think isn't also again nice. It's topped off with a nice domed sapphire crystal, which is protected by this bezel. The bezel is actually raised slightly, and it does protect the sapphire crystal, which I find is very helpful. On some of my other watches like tuners, it's not actually protected. And the watch is finished in all these different, we have lovely polishing there, brushwork there, different brushing here, all the brushwork. I like the way that all the screws are exposed on the bracelet and the lugs and so forth. So it gives this masculine look to it. It really does, I think. Anyway, the downside, I would say now, negatives would have to be for me the loom. There isn't much of it. It's only on the hands, on the hour and minute hand, and the small markers at 12, 3, 6 and 9. That's the only lume you get, and it doesn't last, which is a little bit of a shame. But the main thing with this was the introduction of Cartier actually making their own movement. This movement is the MC 1904 PS. I believe the PS stands for, that means small seconds, and it is a great movement. Because I don't believe it's their first movement, it's in recent years it is. The actual movement is a 27 joule. It's got 2 main springs, which means that as a spring winds down, obviously the torque gets less and less, but when it's distributed between 2 main springs, it means the torque is more constant, which basically means you get a more accurate watch. It's got a 48, around about 50-hour power reserve, and all, as you can see all this through the Sapphire case back. The real nice little feature is the rotor actually has ceramic ball bearings in there, so there's no need for lubrication. And I find I would normally get roughly around about 2 seconds a day, 1 second a day out of this. This watch has been serviced recently, that's why it looks so incredibly mint. Oh, one other thing which is a little bit of a downside for it. It's only got 30-meter water resistance. This doesn't have a screw down crown at all, and for some reason 30 meters is all you get, which I would like to have seen 50. Let me show you it on the wrist. At the minute I'm wearing my Seiko 5, which again, that doesn't have a screw down crown either, but that manages 100 meters of water resistant. Anyway, so here we go. Remember, my wrist is 18 centimeters, a fraction around about 7 inches or a fraction over, and you can see it looks a big watch. It really does sort of like scream out, look at me kind of watch. The deployant case is it's a butterfly affair there for lovely polished center links, but I just think it screams look at me. I think it's got such presence on the wrist, it just looks fantastic. It really is one of those watches which it's an attention. Yeah, it does sort of like draw attention. But I guess that's the whole thing with Cartier. So that's it. That is my little review of my Calibre De Cartier. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.